I think Eddie is a massive who's a big in the fitness industry, and it was the worst pain. I wouldn't even put on my worst enemy.
How would you recommend someone incorporate a cheat meal or
So,
cheat day?
all dudes were rating my physique. The perfect diet is one that... Bon appetit. Oh, wow.
Yum as well. Amazing.
As a big chef.
The big chef is the big chef.
The big chef has brought home the goods.
That is it.
That is it. So, do you want to introduce what's happening?
Yeah.
What is this? What are we doing?
So, today this is the first episode of a podcast I'm creating called the Off Plan Podcast, where I, your host Aaron, gets a range of guests from varied fields, whether it be fitness, social media, entrepreneuring, whatever you guys want to see. We just do a friendly chat interview over their favourite cheat meal. So today, Jack has got his infamous crumpets.
I'm the crumpet man.
He's the crumpet king.
I'm the crumpet king. And I made you my second favourite breakfast cheat, pancakes.
And so what we're going to be doing is I'll be saying some questions, chewing the fat, whilst we eat some really good food, which he's already showed it.
I can't stop, man.
So obviously I know you.
Do you?
Well, I know most about you. But for people that don't, just tell them a bit about yourself, Jack.
I am a normal fella who likes to go to the gym. I work in a corporate environment. I am 30 years old, even though many of you think I am 50 and about to die from diabetes. I got famous. I got a following because I like crumpets and I can eat a lot of crumpets. So that is me. I'm the crumpet man, and it's morphed into more of that. It's like mental health around food, steps are king, getting out, getting your activity in, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about your fitness, and not being scared of stuff like this.
Exactly.
Because, yes, this isn't the healthiest meal, guys. It's not the healthiest meal. But we're chewing the fat over it, and having something like this once in a while won't kill you. Make sure you eat whole foods. That is my ethos. Whole foods most of the time. Moderation's key. Chicken and rice is life. But a crumpet or a pancake or a Mars bar won't kill you.
Again.
So
obviously from what that was, it seems like your USP, your unique selling point, is showing people that you can maintain a healthy and fit lifestyle.
Yeah.
But also do the foods that we enjoy, because obviously we've known that in the fitness industry that the relation between exercise and food is actually very skewed, even though it should actually be quite
well, the fitness
natural.
industry right now is going through a very... Well, it's classic fitness industry. It goes through fads. And right now, the fad is to demonise anything that's got sugar in.
True.
7 years ago, it was demonising eggs. Now they're a miracle food. But people love to sell fad diets and extreme diets because people listen to that. And they think, oh, I've not thought of that, so that might work for me. However, they don't like being told what is painfully obvious. Moderation is key. Slowly reduce your calorie intake, slowly increase your expenditure, and you will lose weight. That is my ethos. Moderation is key. You're not going to die. Just make sure you're healthy and don't be obese.
With all this in mind and all the ethos that you spread,
Yep.
obviously, where did that come from? Was there anything like part of your life when you were younger that culminated into this?
So I have had elements of orthorexia in my life, being so fixated on food, so worried about having food out, always being on plan, not wanting to, or being scared of having a pizza, being scared of having something like this, being scared of having Nutella, in case I get fat, or in case I get unhealthy, or in case it's not the most optimal diet for my gains. And if I'm honest, food is food. Yes, you'll lose weight if you have 2,000 calories of pancakes and 2,000 calories of chicken and rice. That's not healthy. But food is food in a sense. Like, your body will metabolize it, and will metabolize a carb the same as it will metabolize a carb from a potato or a crumpet. Just make sure you're having more whole foods because they make you feel better. There's more micronutrients in them. That's it. It's not hard. It's not a hard thing to grasp.
Would you say that we're kind of, well, the fitness industry in general is focusing more on the diet than the actual exercise?
Of course,
training?
there are like 3 pillars of health. There's diet, of course. There's exercise. And there's adipose tissue, and you can also say mental health.
Yeah.
That's another pillar of health. But to make things easy, and the fitness industry is saying the only way to be healthy is to eat healthy. No, you can get someone morbidly obese and just get them to eat the same amount of the same foods they're eating, but just reduce it slightly and reduce their and they will reduce their fat tissue, and they will be healthier. Of course, you want to optimise all of them, but optimising one to the detriment of the other isn't healthy overall. Because optimising your health in terms of diet makes you scared of food, and we all know that eating disorders, out of all the mental illnesses, is the biggest killer.
It's a bit starting TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all this stuff. How did it come to be? How did it just all culminate together to be what it is now?
So, I've been doing cheat days for years.
Yeah.
Years, absolute years. It probably started around COVID. That's when I properly started doing it, when I came out of prep. Because I realised I could eat a lot of food.
I think we all realised you could eat.
Yeah, I can eat a lot of food. And I would do cheat days, I'd rate cookies and blah, blah, blah. That's what my channel's all about.
Yep.
I've got a weird obsession with cookies. So I'd rate them with my ex at the time. And we broke up pretty much a year ago now. And I was either going to do it myself, or I decided, I'm going to put a camera in front of it, and if people want to watch it, they can watch it at least. And then doing something and not being a sad bastard at home, just eating cookies by myself. So that's why it started, and then it kind of evolved into this. That's it.
That's it there. So obviously, from what you said, is that you did it with your ex-partner, who you're still very good friends with to this day. So nothing was left.
No. We're on good terms.
Yeah.
She's thriving. I'm thriving, and it's really good that we've both developed in our own sort of worlds. And I'm super proud of her, and that's a really healthy kind of situation to be in. But yeah, I mean,
well, in my opinion, I think the healthiest thing that you did is that you took kind of this period of your life which was bad, obviously a breakup. It's never good to break up with a partner, especially one you're really close with.
Yeah.
But you found a way to move on. You were like, okay, I'm going to have these cheat days anyway.
Yeah.
Let's try and do something productive with it, whether it just be, I'm going to film myself on a camera too. It doesn't matter who the audience is. It could be 0 people, it could be 10 people, it could be 1,000 people, but no matter what, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And thankfully, the algorithm gods were with you, and they've spread you out to more people that share the same.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, breakups are shit. Breakups hurt on both sides, they're not easy. And if whoever's going through a breakup, the best thing to do is concentrate on yourself. I've been through breakups in the past, and the first thing I did was try and get under someone or on top of someone.
Fair enough.
And that doesn't help. Yeah, it doesn't help because you've got no connection with that person, and you're kind of doing it for the sake of doing it. It's just not. You feel good at the time. Yeah, it's a good chat with the lads and all that sort of stuff, but at the same time, it's just a bit kind of transactional. It's not for me. And I came out of this relationship thinking, right, I want to take time to myself, and I want to develop myself, and I want to be happy in myself and love myself. And that's why I started this. It was a way of passing the time, doing something constructive, and if I was going to help anyone along the way, it'd make me feel better, and I was doing what I enjoy doing. And I'm really happy that I've done that. I've lived alone, I've loved my own company, I've met some great people, I've spent more time with my friends, more time with my family. So if whoever's going through a breakup, it's a time where you can develop. Yes, it will be tough. Yes, you'll be sad. Yes, you'll think of the ex. But use the time to think of the ex about why you broke up and the reasons for it, to then recover and heal on what the situation was. And that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been doing my morning walks. That's really put everything into perspective. That's why I say steps are king, not just for like a fitness and weight loss and bulking journey, but also mental health, and allowing you to really hone in on specific problems that you might have in your life. And that helped me with both, like, with my grandma's passed away 2 years ago, and then my ex. Just going on morning walks really helped with that, and just starting something new, spending time doing something, taking your mind off something, just start a new hobby, focus on something. You sitting on your couch won't help. Watching TV won't help. So get out, do something, meet some more people, start a new hobby, and yeah, you'll be a much happier person.
So that's all great. And obviously, doing these activities, these hobbies, they'll part of your routine, because they are quite essential. Even though some people out there may say that, sticking mainly to a routine, if it gets broken or anything, then you're kind of
but that's
in a position.
I think that's just a personality trait.
Yeah.
Some people are very, very good at being so spontaneous.
Yeah.
Whereas I like to have a bit of a plan.
Yeah.
And that isn't a bad thing. To have a plan isn't a bad thing, because the perfect scenario is having someone that is more spontaneous and the other person being more planner. Because the spontaneous person will then have more the planner will then bring the spontaneous person down and allow them to have more kind of routine in their life.
Yeah.
But the spontaneous person will allow the planner to have more spontaneity, and they kind of meet in the middle.
Well,
two planners will just be fucking routine. Two spontaneous people will be here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. So it all comes back to that idea of balance, obviously.
Yes, balance.
Because, again, a lot of people kind of lack the idea of balance when it's actually essential in life, in nature. There's always some form of balance. Like in our body constantly tries to seek homeostasis, whether it be temperature, catabolism, anabolism, like rest, recovery, all this stuff, because balance is great.
Yeah.
You could say it's not really a destination, it's a process.
Absolutely. But your body also loves being comfortable.
That's true.
So, although I am a planner, I don't like being comfortable.
That's true.
So I put myself in situations that are hard, because then you can grow from that. Being in a comfortable situation, I want to be comfortable when I've got a lot of money, I've got a wife and kids, and the kids are at uni, and I can be that,
I've done it.
Completed life. I'm happy. But right now, all I want to do is be better. And you need to be uncomfortable to do that. You need to allow yourself to be in a situation where things are hard. Your body actually wants to be tested sometimes. And if I'm being completely honest, if you like being comfortable, you'll have no idea how to deal with something hard in your life. You won't be a very good problem solver. So allowing yourself to be in uncomfortable situations, getting up earlier, doing more fitness, being more regimented with your diet, going out and meeting new people, starting something new, working your hardest on something that you're passionate about. When something cocks up in life, you'll be there. You will have the skills available to basically compartmentalise it and fix those issues. Life is full of hurdles.
Yeah.
Full of hurdles, and the more that you can have skills to overcome them hurdles, the better.
Yeah.
People who are comfortable tend to just kind of, what's happened here? I don't know what to do.
Either they go into like fight or flight. It's kind of like they either over stress about it. They show so much like exaggerated emotion, or they become very idle.
Yes.
That they stop in planes of emotion. But from what I've learned is that
They give up.
Yeah. But as I've learned is that as people we grow, we get past these obstacles through forward motion, as if you were on track.
Yes.
Going over a hurdle, you can step over it, but you're not going to gain any distance.
No.
Whilst you need to tackle it and run out and jump over that hurdle. Yeah, you may trip, you may hit it, you may fall. But what's the point of falling is to get back up again and continue going. Because again, it's one of those common ideas is that it's, again, if I quote...
It's not about how many times you fall.
Yeah.
It's about how many times you get up.
Yeah. To quote Rocky, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how many times you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Yes.
To have learnt that, what has happened in the past, obviously beside the breakup and all that, like what has happened to make you realise this?
Where have I got my drive for my obsession?
Yeah, was it from family? Was it just...
Yeah, man, it's really family. So when I grew up, I used to do a lot of music. When I have a bigger place, I want to buy myself a piano and get back into it. But my mum drilled in and my dad drilled in a very, very hard-working ethos into our lives. So when we were going through our grade 8s, my brother and I, my mum would wake us up at 6. We'd do an hour and a half of practice in the morning, and then we'd get back home from school, do an hour and a half of practice in the evening, as well as our homework, extracurricular activities, etc., etc. So it was a very big, hard-working environment in school. My mum and dad wanted us to succeed, but also do have lots of different skills. So sports, music, languages.
A lot of extracurricular activity,
yes,
yeah.
Exactly, and that's where it's come from. And now that's my mum's very obsessive, and that's where I get my obsessive traits from. I will hone in on something and do it to death, because if I'm passionate about something, I will do that.
Do that there.
Yeah.
Well, that's great there, because obviously you've talked about how family and kind of the support from your family to strive for betterness has led you to, again, cultivate this audience and this platform. Because, again, your passion was to eat food, chew the fat,
Yes.
talk about these topics that not many people on social media are talking about anymore. Because...
I forget sometimes, I'm 30, so I have lived quite...
Yeah.
I've had quite a few lived experiences over the years. It'd be different for someone who's like 21 to talk about stuff like loneliness and breakups, because there won't be through that many.
No.
But I've got a bit of wisdom about me. I'll get more and more, but it was just a way of me talking. It's like a diary, mental health diary for me.
Oh God, yeah, no. It's like for me, ever since I was younger, I basically talk to myself, but it would be kind of like mental notes, as if you were writing it down in a diary. Because again, that's the very manosphere things. Like,
I mean, you edit my YouTube videos.
I do, yes.
How much shit do you have to edit out? Because I'm just talking like I'm talking to myself.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot, but that's the thing. It's like you much rather keep on chatting than kind of just keeping everything to yourself. But that's why you have me and Ed, someone that can take out the fluff that doesn't need to be there and get straight to the point.
Yes.
Whilst with this, we can get to the point where we want, but we doesn't mind us going on tangents or side paths, because that's that there. And talking about, obviously, you've got a good physique. Obviously, you eat well. Besides that, many people think they don't think you eat well. They think you eat crumpets every day, which is obviously not feasible.
No, only feasible when I'm on like 7,400 calories.
Yeah.
And even then, crumpets are a bit too high volume. So start swapping it out for more cereals, more jams, more honeys, more rice. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I love crumpets. But I mainly film on cheat days.
Yeah.
Because I got a full-time job and I can't be forever filming. So that's why people get triggered, because they think I eat fucking Rice Krispies every single day.
So, obviously, you said it's a full-time job. Tell us about your full-time job, because a lot of people may think they do this full-time, but actually you don't.
So I'm not going into too much detail about who I work for, blah, 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 but I'm a chartered surveyor. I've been chartered since 2019, so almost 5 years now. I started at a company in Leeds in 2017, did my chartership, my APC commercial pathway. Did that for 2 years, did the normal APC pathway, which takes about 2 years. You do your diary log, your case study, and then you have your interview. Passed that, worked for another 2 years at this company. Then I got poached by a asset management firm, investment trust. And now I work in sort of like a hybrid asset management role with rent reviews. I'm basically bringing value to a portfolio. Okay. That's it. I don't want to go into too much detail, because there are a lot of weirdos out there that have... I got an email, anonymous email to my work, complaining about me and my social media. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about where I work, because unfortunately there's some creeps out there. I could have that again, by the way.
I bet. These pancakes are really good so far.
Can I have a little cut off?
You can have a cut off, yeah, please. Yeah, so
he eats like a pussy.
Aaron
I'm
tries
joking.
to eat. So
I'm joking.
obviously you talked about
Oh, fucking hell, they're nice.
yeah, you made them really nice and fluffy.
Oh,
Yum.
I'm going to do a raffle. And then £2 for the raffle, and the winner I'll make some pancakes for you.
You send them over in a nice box and they'll cold and
And they could come out to my house now. Candlelit dinner.
oh no. Okay.
Candlelit dinner. It's got to be a female.
Oh, sorry, males. Most of the audience.
Or if it's a male, just a Monster Rosa,
Yeah.
protein shake, and some pancakes and maple syrup.
Yeah, that's. Hey, you don't need much to please them out. I know that for sure. So, going back to what we're talking about, you're a chartered surveyor by trade, but you also do this as a side hobby.
Yes, this is just literally
I think people misunderstood that. They thought you were a bodybuilder, like a professional bodybuilder.
Mate, everyone I see is like, oh, are you a PT? Nope, I just like doing it.
Nope.
I'm just big.
Well,
Everyone that I've met in real life goes, oh, you're a lot bigger in person. Like, we met someone in York yesterday,
yeah.
and he was like, you're a lot bigger in person. I'm like,
The gas, mate. That's
classic burping after a meal, innit? You must get so fed up of that. And then we met someone on the way to the cinema last night, and he was like, you're a lot bigger in person. I was like, thank you, sir.
There's always compliments to Jack, but the moment someone says you look tiny, he goes out in a fit of rage and.
I basically make them unfollow me and I block them.
Yeah, and sometimes he makes them end up in hospital, but.
Yeah, but let's do a P Diddy and just like ignore that.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
Have you seen that, by the way?
The P. Diddy's fits, yeah, no.
Have you seen the videos that have come out? Oh, bro, there's one video. It's so bad. Like, it's from 2015. So he actually
He's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, so I think he paid the hotel to not release it and give it to him, and it's been found. Basically, he's got a woman. He's beating her up, like kicking her up while she's on the floor. Then he grabs her by the hair. He drags her out of the room like a doll. It's so bad.
It's one of those things. Is that power is corrupting.
That's one thing I never do. I would never lay my hands on a woman. I think if you do that, you're a coward. Even if a woman is like acting like a man and beating you up or like smacking you, just you can like resist it, but laying your hands on a woman is just nah.
It's just straight wrong.
It's just wrong. Like
obviously, there's the argument. Oh, well, she's trying to kill you. Then obviously, self-defense should be taken.
If she's there with a knife, then there's self-defense.
But it's
Stabbing the neck.
just collapse to the floor. It's like, hey, don't you know I'm JackedEats?
You don't know I'm JackedEats?
I can't release that. So that's that funny thing there. Where did your love of bodybuilding actually come from? Was it just like
So I started the gym when I was 17, 18.
Okay.
After I came back from a surfing holiday.
Nice.
I was surfing and I was just like a load of that. I was seeing like a load of other surf guys, and they were in like really good shape. I thought I want to be like that, so I started the gym. Now I've evolved, and I'm a lot bigger than most surfer guys. So, but then it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, just spurred me on to then take bodybuilding more seriously. That sort of thing, really.
Well, I think that's how most bodybuilders start off. It's like Arnold. He talked about how he'd see like Hercules.
Yes.
When he was younger, and he was like, how would you get this big? And obviously he.
Well, then I don't know what it is about the gym. It's the endorphin release that you get used to. It's you just get addicted to the feeling of a pump.
Yeah.
As bad as it sounds, it's like I love the pump. The pump is better than the six.
Zigs.
Literally, but like you get addicted to the pump, but then you get addicted to the progress.
Yeah.
And that's what I just got to start. I just loved the gym, and I still love the gym, and that's why people go, "Oh, you're going to compete, Jack? You're going to compete?" Nah, I just love the gym. Just because I go to the gym, bodybuild does not mean I need to compete.
Yeah, do
That's like
yeah.
it's like when people play football for Sunday leagues. Like, do you want to play for the Premier League? No, I just want to fucking.
I just want to kick a ball
I just
around.
want to kick a ball around with my mates on a Sunday and then go for a pint.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. Is a lot of people, they don't want to do something professionally because they're afraid they'll lose the actual passion that they had for it anyway.
But I've competed before.
Yeah.
I've competed twice. I hated it. I hated it. And right now I'm dieting and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I don't care how hard it goes. Whereas when I was competing for a show, I was like, oh, I'm not lean enough, and I just hated it. I hated every single second of it. It was just, I didn't like it. I stood up on a stage. All dudes were rating my physique, and then I didn't get. I came third one year, won the next year. But it's just like, I don't care what an old man thinks of my bicep insertions.
Fair.
I don't care what an old man thinks of my hamstring sweep. I just don't care. I do it for me. I don't do it for anyone else. When people go, oh, your legs are shit, I'm like, where? I don't care. All right. Do 40,000 steps a day and an hour and a half the bike. Let's see how good your legs are.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's like this.
But don't get me wrong. Like, I've done all this and I've started social media, and I'm not going to lie, my progress, because I've been doing the social media and spending time on other things, hasn't been as good the past year as it could have been if I was solely dedicated on progress in the gym. And that's why I'm taking a step back from doing as many cheat days, so I can be more controlled during the week. I will have my cheat days and higher refeed days, but I want to then make more progress. I don't want to get massive. I just want to grow a bit more.
Yeah. So obviously you've got to weigh what you want and what you need with there.
Yeah.
But obviously with the following you've gained, obviously we've talked about this, is that our followers, love people like you out there, are really respectful about your opinion and your choices. Because again, it's your
I think from the start, my channel's always been about content I want to produce, and I think it comes across pretty genuine and authentic that I'm producing nice content. And probably towards like the last two cheat days that you filmed, towards the end of the day, I'm just a bit like, I just want to chill. And that's not good fun for you. It's not good fun for me. I'm eating a shit ton of food, but at the same time, I want to eat the food, but I can't be asked filming it. All I want to eat is my crumpets and my cookies, bruh. I can't eat that every week. So I've always been, I just want to produce content I like and I want to produce. And if people resonate with it, fine. People don't, fine. I'm not here to please everyone. I'm here to please myself. And if that helps other people, absolutely fine. But unfortunately, you can't go through life pleasing everyone, because if you do, you won't be pleasing yourself. And who's more important? Who's number one?
Who's going to care? Who's going to be there when you're in your deathbed? Not them.
Not them.
It's just going to be you, your family.
Me, my family, and my 144,000 followers.
Yeah, the JackedEats funeral. You're going to die at the age of 40, mate. That's what.
Well, you're going to die at 30. For the last 32 weeks.
Yeah, so
literally, I'm not going to die.
Drop dead right here, just like JackedEats dies.
Oh look, hairline reveal.
Oh my god, you'd get a finasteride, mate.
Yeah, finasteride.
Do all that stuff.
It's all that trend, brother.
It's all that trend, brother. So, obviously, you talked about social media and growing yourself and how not caring what anyone says.
Yes.
So,
is this tips for how to grow a social media page? Is this a question?
This could be a tip. How would one go out there to pursue a passion and preferably grow it when it comes to social media, whether it be fitness, food?
So the first thing you want to do is find out how the specific social media app that you're wanting to post on works, and how to basically fuel the algorithm. So for most, TikTok has some other things, Instagram has other things, with hashtags, TikTok's more keywords, YouTube, you know more about that than me, but say, in a nutshell, what you want to be doing is producing high quality content, genuine content you want to produce, stuff that produces value, so not just about yourself, it produces value and education, entertaining, and sparks emotion, both positive and negative, preferably both.
Yeah.
Because you want to have the hate comments.
You got to have the yin and yang.
You got to have the yin and yang. The hate comments fuel your growth a lot. And yeah, if you can deal with hate, then that's fine. If you can't, then potentially social media is not for you. Because there are a lot of horrible people out there. And I think social media really brings out the true nature of people. Because it's very easy to say how you feel on an app where there's no repercussions from a fake profile who's never going to know who you are.
It's kind of like they dissociate those hateful comments with themselves. It's like, this is a memory or this is a feeling I'm just going to send into the ether of social media.
Yes.
And then dissociate it when it actually comes to, let's say if you knew someone that said a hate comment and you actually go up to them like, oh no, I like your content.
I've never met a hater yet.
Yeah. So that
But
just
you know what I find
works.
quite funny when someone comes into my DMs and it's like, I really didn't like you to start off with, but I like your content now. I'm just like, why didn't you like me at first? Like, why do you have to? I don't care. Like, you don't need to start that off. You could say, I just love your content.
Yeah.
Like going like, I didn't really like you at first, but I think you're pretty cool now.
Yeah, so what is that supposed to add?
What's that adding? Like, oh, I'm so glad, mate, that I've turned you around, because that's all I want in life.
Well, it's what they've done. They've turned themselves around. They've like, oh yeah, mate, love your content. And I think the reason people initially didn't take a liking to you is because obviously when you joined, there was a lot of fad diet enthusiasts who
they're still
into.
There. They're still there.
They're still there, rucking them up, chopping boards and all. And you came in and you just started eating a whole bunch of food
that the fitness industry hates.
Yeah. So you're literally someone doing the things that is not accepted, and once the people that view you get conditioned to be like, okay, this is healthy, this is right, this is wrong, which the idea of right or wrong is so subjective to everyone that it's very hard to actually find out what works for everyone and what actually is right and wrong.
There was no perfect diet.
No.
I mean, there is a perfect diet. The perfect diet is whole foods, 100% of the time. But that is like saying the perfect way of life is communism. Everyone's equal. Yeah. That's not realistic.
No.
It's not.
We've seen
how communism works. But the perfect diet is one that is sustainable for your own individual life, without too many sacrifices. That you can stick to day in, day out, lose the required weight and keep it off and remain healthy. If that's keto, power to you. If that's carnivore, power to you. If that's intuitive eating, power to you. If that's a 90% diet, power to you. If you want to have no sugar in your diet, fine, don't make it my issue. If you want to be vegan, fine, don't make it my issue. If you want to only eat pizzas, fine, not the best, but don't make it my issue. For me, it's moderation. I eat clean most of the time, and I'll socialise over some stuff like this.
It's because obviously from what I've seen with that, due to the fact that most of these people spreading they sell things.
Yes.
So
I'm not selling anything.
No, all you're selling is yourself.
What I might do is I might sell a cheat day book.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
just to control the fitness industry. Jacked cheats.
How to have a great cheat day.
Yeah.
Start off what everyone else said.
Yeah, no,
enjoy your cheat day, and then
but like different recipes. Yeah, some recommendations.
Well, you could just
jacked crumps, jacked pancakes, jacked.
Jacked as a brand in itself.
Should we do it? Can you make an ebook?
I could try and make an ebook. Yeah.
I think people
go on your way, Christmas
you know what?
time.
I think people would buy it. You know.
They just buy it. Like,
give us money. We need money.
Money.
No, I think that'd be actually quite funny to do because it would be such a like all these ebooks out there.
Yeah.
It's like the superhuman diet.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the keto diet. Get healthy. This would be this is a cheat day diet.
It's so niche and off the market.
It's so not off the market.
It's like you have books that help with weight loss, but this can still help with weight loss, but it's mainly just enjoying your diet.
Yes.
Whether it is...
Of course, if we're going to do it, we'd say like this is not a diet book.
No.
This is if you're fancying an off-plan meal. Don't make this your diet. But have it if you want to. So, no, I think it'd be quite funny.
Okay, so regarding cheat meals and cheat days, how would obviously not everyone can do your cheat days because obviously
I don't recommend my cheat days. People have tried my cheat meals like 48 Weetabix and they've thrown up.
Yeah.
And I've actively said don't try it because the repercussions are your own.
Yeah.
And the guy threw up and I said, well, you know,
it's
your fault.
Yeah.
I'm not a nanny. I can't nanny you and protect you. I can only say don't copy me. And you found out the hard way.
If you say don't touch the fire and you get burned, then...
If you throw up or shit your pants, it's all on you.
The double whammy.
The double whammy. Cough and shit.
do like a whole... Your body just goes into a reaction stage.
Literally.
You'll lose every bit of water weight, everything.
Oh, huge. So what was the question?
So I was saying that kind of these fad diet influencers, nutritionists, fitness, they sell these basic blueprints to a mass audience, but the fact is they're basic blueprints. You can tell someone, oh, do a keto diet, do a vegan diet, doing this, but the fact is, because they're going to such a mass audience, they don't have time to make specialised plans.
No.
So they just do a one size fit all. Oh, you're size 9, but this shoe's a size 8. Sorry, mate. It's your fault.
But that's the exact same thing. Like, everyone that started bodybuilding went on bodybuilding.com and ate Arnold.
Like
Arnold's
T
diet.
Nation or something like that.
Arnold's diet. It didn't really work for them, did it? No, because it's Arnold's diet. Hence the name. This is my diet. My diet. If people tried my diet, they'd get fat as fuck. Like,
because they're not. You can have basic recommendations. Like
yes.
Keep your food nutritionally dense, whole foods. Obviously, when it comes to.
Yeah. So this is how I would structure a meal plan.
Yeah.
I can't give meal plans out, but say someone's at the start of a bulk and on 2,000 calories and they're coming out of a diet.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to put in more potatoes, more chicken, keep veg up.
Yeah.
Because it'll keep you fuller. And when we're slowly coming out of that and your appetite's waning, right, we'll swap out some. We'll maybe like Cocoa Pots pre-workout as a quick release sort of energy. When your appetite starts waning and maybe 3,000 calories, right, let's swap out some of the potato for some rice. Maybe put some bananas in, some honey. And then when it starts getting up to 4,000 calories, all right, okay, let's swap out some of those rice meals, put in some cereal in the morning. It's not as high, it's easy digested, cream of rice, more jams, more. It's a way of bodybuilding is different to diets like a Gen Pop. If I was going Gen Pop, it's very easy to eat whole foods on 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
It's very easy. And most people, when they come to me, be like, oh, I've got such bad hunger cravings. Oh, I'm on 1,700 calories. The first question I ask is, are you eating rice? Yeah. Well, get rid of the rice and add in potato. Oh, okay. Or if they eat potato, get rid of the potato and add in butternut squash. Stuff like that. Just easy swaps. Because whole foods will keep you fuller. Of course they will. Cereal won't keep you as full as a fucking kilo of potato.
Yeah, of course.
So it's very, very easy to eat whole foods on a low calorie diet. It's very, very hard to eat whole foods on a very high carb diet. Like, for me, to put in perspective, on 7,400 calories, 1.4 thousand grams of carb, that's 7 kilos of potato.
God.
A day. Who's going to eat that?
No, especially you just get bored of eating the potato. Like,
yeah, even it's 3 kilos of uncooked rice.
Yeah.
We're going for Thai Hon Mali 10 kilo thing right every 2 weeks.
Mate, just like that. So again, it's putting in perspective and touching back to what you said is making swaps. Don't restrict. Don't sacrifice pieces of bread, rice and oil because what you've been made to believe. I just think that a lot of people need to educate themselves when it comes to diet, fitness, recovery, mental health, and all that, and then decide for themselves. Because as much as we'd like to think that we are similar to a lot of people, we are very unique down to our literal fingerprints.
Yes.
And you're going to need to find out what is your bread and butter.
Literally. And if that means that you have a little biscuit once a day to curb them cravings, fine. Because if you don't have that biscuit, you might have 2 packets of biscuits on a Sunday. And what's 7 biscuits in comparison to 40 biscuits?
Exactly. It's just massive difference.
It's just common sense.
Yeah.
But people like Mr. Eggy Man will be like, oh, that biscuit's going to kill you. But he will forget about the 40 biscuits that they're going to eat on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's going to make them lose weight. So,
what is your views on Mr. Eddie Abbew or the Eggy Man?
I think Eddie is a massive who's a big in the fitness industry and he's going to up and cause massive disorders. Joking. I don't know the guy. I just think as a fitness influencer, I think it's very, very hard to argue with someone who is fundamentally correct.
Yeah.
It's very hard to. It's like when someone's arguing about killing women and children in war. Yeah, it's hard to argue against that because it's really bad. But you've got to think of it realistically. Not everyone can stick to whole foods their entire life. Not everyone can have 12 eggs a day. Not everyone can afford steak. not everyone has the same dedication to food as you have.
True.
And the best diet is one that, I've just said it, is one that's sustainable for you. And some people will be able to stick to Eddie's diet. But Eddie is extreme, and I've said it before, he's extreme. He goes to the extremes that apparently if you have a bagel, it's going to kill you. If you have some crumpets or a pancake or anything considered processed, it's going to kill you. If you have a chicken breast, it's too lean. If you have beef mince, that's 3%, is too lean, it's not good for you. You need to have the full fat stuff. But it's not right, calorie deficit. And he's even admitted that. He's even admitted on podcasts that it is still a calorie deficit. So...
As Monia said. So here's the thing. It's not about how much food you eat. It's not about calories. It's whether your body is able to digest and use the food or not.
If I go for a run and then I spend 3,000 but I'm only eating 2,500, there is a deficit there. Okay, therefore, I have to be losing weight from somewhere.
That's why people buy into it, because it works to a certain extent.
He is extreme. He's selling a book. He's selling his daughter's
prep meals,
whatever they're called. There is now an angle he's playing.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's got everyone's best interest at heart. But it's very hard to talk to. It's very hard to argue against someone who is fundamentally correct, because the best diet would be whole foods. You grow it yourself. We all become farmers and grow our own foods. But that's not realistic in today's age.
Unfortunately not. And especially when it comes to Eddie and his message, is that yes, he is fundamentally correct that we need to reduce the amount of processed food in our diet, because unfortunately processed food is widespread, it's cheap, it's available, and
it's easy to eat.
Yeah, that's literally it. Whilst
but the only reason why it is easy to eat is because it's easy digestible.
Yeah.
So people can eat cereal and be hungry again. People can't eat 700 grams of potato and be hungry again in an hour. So that's why he's fundamentally correct. But it's not telling everyone to only eat these foods. It's telling people to, start cooking your own meals.
Yeah.
And if you have a little bit of a craving, satisfy it. Don't overindulge.
That's true. And with Eddie, is that if you know his background, obviously, if you don't know who Eddie Abbew is that he is currently a fitness influencer on TikTok who was an ex-bodybuilder.
He was an ex-bodybuilder. He was an ex-bodybuilder, jabbing himself full of gear.
Yeah.
That has now probably got a load of health issues due to his career, and has to eat a certain way and has to fast a certain way, and he's now pushing that narrative onto everyone. Fair enough, if that's what you want to do, but you can't then go, I ate like this. Yeah, he's using anecdotal evidence, but that's the worst evidence you can use. He's going through lived experience, which is fine. It's interesting, but I'm not 60. I've not fucked up my internal organs by jabbing 10 IU of growth every day and trend for all my life. Just 5 IU of growth.
Okay. Joking. You have to make it clear.
So it's that. It's the extreme, and there's so many of them. It's not just Eddie. There's Carnivore Cam, who goes to an airport, and fiddles with the little kind of like tea party.
Oh yeah.
What are the little sandwiches?
Oh, there's like
the little finger sandwiches.
Yeah.
He fiddles with them and takes the meat out, throws the bread away. He'll go to a Christmas market, buy a sausage and a bun, throw the bun in a bin. Like, what are you doing, you idiot?
Like,
there's that superhuman diet. Who eats off his chopping boards?
Oh, it's like the Coach Carnivore is like, this is what I'm having on a proper carnival.
But this is, but I'm gonna say, if all these people, you should look at the performance in the gym.
Yeah.
Before they were having carbs, when they were having carbs, and after they stopped eating as many carbs. I'm sorry, but a handful of blueberries before a session won't make you full up for a session. No. I might as well go fasted.
Yeah.
I had a handful of blueberries to make sure I could go on a walk, and by the time I was at the walk, I was waning. I was
starving.
I was starving.
So obviously, when we talk about diet and their fuel and like how is how you're training, do you think now we've strayed from actually training well in the gym just to purely based on aesthetics? Because with the benefit of keto is that it will keep you in a leaner state. Like a lot of people.
Well, it depends how much you eat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I've maintained a good off-season look by not eating keto, having a very high carb. I think the issue is If you're having a high carb, high fat diet, that's where the issues arise. If you've got a high fat, low carb diet, you'll stay in relatively good shape. And the opposite, a high carb, low fat diet, you'll stay in relatively good shape, as long as you're not in a too much calorie surplus and you can still
So
train.
we both agree a high protein diet is
Optimal.
Is optimal.
It's optimal for even Gen Pop that don't move.
Yeah.
You need more protein in your diet. You don't need as much as me, but you still need maybe a gram per pound.
Which a lot of people...
Or 0.75 grams per pound.
Which a lot of people misunderstand. It's
Mate, the amount of times that I've seen clients come in and how much protein am I eating a day? 50 grams. And they're weighing 180 pounds.
That's not even like...
And they're hungry all the time.
Of course.
Of course, because you've got highly palatable, easily digestible carbs. You've got no satiating foods in terms of your protein. You could literally swap out some of them carbs and increase your protein, and you will probably not be increase your daily calories.
Yeah.
And you will probably lose weight and be fuller.
And probably even gain muscle if they're training well as well. Because even if you have a whole nutrient-dense diet, but if it's just carbohydrates, fat, and very low protein, you're still gonna get hungry.
Yes.
Because obviously you've described as that fat is it's satisfying. Obviously, when you have a bit of peanut butter, you're like, okay, I'm good now. You can have more of it.
The most people think that sugar's addictive.
Yeah.
No, it's sugar with fat.
That's true.
Like, I have never looked at a Haribo packet and gone, right, I'm going to scran the whole thing.
You're just gonna eat. Oh, I'll go for another one. Yeah.
I'll look at Nutella and go, I could eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it's got fats and sugar in it, and it tastes.
And it literally plays on our what's obviously, if you always tie back to the conversation that everyone ties back to, including us now, is that in ancestry, energy was found through fat and carbohydrate-rich foods. So that would be fat from animals, fish, avocado if they found it, berries, because they provide quick releases of energy. They are our primary sources of energy. But obviously, we use carbohydrates because through obviously glucose, neogenesis, and ATP and all that stuff. We do it quick, and the fact is, our brain uses most of the carbohydrates anyway just to function.
Yes.
So I'm wondering how these people that do keto, obviously, ketosis will allow for your body to create fat induced into energy, but
In a way,
but you're going from our literally evolutionary primary system of energy.
Most people, when they go into keto, they lose a lot of weight to start off with. Why? Because they've got rid of carbs. What's a carb? It's a carbohydrate. Carbohydrate, it holds water. They lose a lot of water weight.
It's like 1 gram of carb equals like 3 grams of water. So
if you cut out your carbs, that's why Gemma Collins, when she went on Eddie's diet, she lost like 20 pounds in a week.
Of course.
Well, of course, you're eating shit ton of carbs every day.
In fact,
her
fat mass is probably the same, but her muscles or muscle
mass.
Well,
there's a study out there. There's a study out there that is a crossover study, and it showed a plant-based diet versus a high carb diet, both the same amount of protein, and it was I can't remember how long it was, but both lost weight. The carb lost more fat, and then they did a crossover. So the one that did high carb,
they swapped the groups.
They swapped the groups,
and
the carb then lost more fat. Keto, higher carb diets will lose more fat if you're in a calorie deficit.
Of course. So that's the main thing. It's always a calorie deficit. When you think about keto, they're like, I'm going to burn fat, I'm going to look really lean. I'm like, okay, think about it in an actual sensible way. It's like, if your body's going to be using fat as its primary source of energy, it's not just going to lose all the fat and they'll be like, oh, we're all lean now. No, it will need to replenish those burnt fat stores every day to then provide you more energy for the next days. So, you'll be great at metabolizing fat, but you'll also be better at storing fat.
And if you ever want to have a cheat meal and you've got carbs in, the amount of weight you'll put on.
Yeah, you'll just balloon up.
You'll balloon up because you've got the carbs back in your diet.
Yeah, but because the fact is you're mainly surviving on fat, when you do add those carbs in, maybe a big amount, it's going to be like, oh, crap, we've got this back now. So we may spill over, may build that, but again, because it's our natural our natural energy source that we use, it will adapt quickly to that carb source. And if you have a high carb diet like Jack, obviously 1,400 grams of carbs in like your peak bulk.
That wasn't even the most. When I was in October and I literally couldn't stick weight on, I was on 1650. 1650. I was on 9,000 calories a day of food.
The fact is, like, carbs are the most voluminous
Yeah.
So like your meals are just
I was literally just having cereal,
rice and like skim milk.
cereal, rice, skim milk, apricots, raisins.
Yeah.
That was it. That's all I could have.
Yeah.
I wasn't having crumpets then because it was just too high in volume, too starchy.
Yeah.
It would be filling me up. It was literally lean cereal, like Rice Krispies or Special K, lots of fruit, jams, honeys, rice, and some like dried fruit like apricots or prunes.
And I bet from just eating that sheer amount of food, you actually had less cravings for the stuff you'd have on your cheat days.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because I was so rigid. I'd eat the same shit every day.
Yeah.
I was quite excited.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't actually gonna be eating much more.
Yeah.
I was still always hungry. So I wasn't. It was more like, oh, I can't wait to eat some fucking Nutella.
Yeah.
Because I was just so clean.
Yeah.
Whereas towards the end of this bulk, like this kind of push, I was less excited for cheats, mainly because I've been doing cheats every single week for a whole year, and I was ready to kind of diet, and it was like a shift in focus. I mean, you got that sort of shift in focus. You're bored of doing something, you kind of don't really crave as much. And I've been craving this all week.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dieting down, and as you can see, like,
for the past 2 days, he was like,
I don't know what to have. I don't know what to have. So you must have got fed up of that. But as you can see, like, I'm leaning out quite quick now.
Yeah.
So yeah, my appetite's high. High.
I bet with that, and obviously going back to obviously your cheat meals and all that, obviously people would like to replicate it, but obviously they can't do it. How would you recommend someone incorporate a cheat meal or a cheat day into their diet?
Most people probably won't be able to incorporate a cheat day once a week. If they want to do a cheat day, and for most people, probably once a month or once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Why? Because a cheat day for most people will be about 8,000 calories. And if, let's say they're in a 2,000 calorie deficit across the week, and they're having 6,000 calories would put them over. So if someone wants to have a cheat meal once a week or cheat once a week, they need to work out what their calorie deficit is across the week by multiplying their calorie deficit per day. So say they're on 400 calorie deficit per day, that's a 2,000 calorie deficit across the week. Say they're on 2,000 calories, that would mean that they can eat 4,800 calories.
Of course, yeah.
Or they can have a 2,800 calorie cheat meal.
Nice.
But I would say to have maybe a 2,000 calorie cheat meal, so they're still in an 800 calorie deficit. If they want to go over it, you can't really get fat in a day. It's just more mentally, it might help them.
Yeah.
If they want to have one a week, they can have, the other week they can have a 4,000 calorie cheat meal. If they delay it by another week, it's just making sure that I track my calories. And I find tracking calories very useful. It's a bit of a ball ache, but it's very useful because once you start tracking calories, you get used to it. You notice the benefits of it, and you really kind of you know your body so much better. So it's a case for me. It's a case of I'm in this amount of deficit. I can afford this.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game, man.
At the end of the day, like even though a lot of people are like
hashtag math.
Hashtag math, but no, most people are like. Well, I don't need math, man. I just need like multiplication, subtraction.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If someone wants to have a cheat meal, then most people have one cheat meal a week, and they need to figure it out in terms of what they can afford to have.
Yeah.
If they want to have a cheat day, probably once a month.
Because like personally for me, like when I edit your videos, I always look at your meals and be like, oh, I could scram that. But then I realise that I'll have one of those meals. And
have it, like right now, you've had one of them.
Yeah.
Are you satiated and fine?
Yeah, no, I feel good. I feel like my sweet tooth has been hit, and I just feel fine. And obviously, in a couple of hours, I'll be able to eat. But again, I'm not like Raps. Oh, mate, I need to have it again because.
Whereas I'm like that. I could have like.
Yeah, because you've been dieting, and you're massive and doing way more cardio than me. Again, they don't need a cheat day, but a cheat meal, you can definitely have a cheat meal.
Yes.
As long as you can actually, in your day, be like, okay, I'm going to go out with the mates for pizza in the evening, I want to have 2 pizzas. Okay, what's the calories of 2 pizzas, let's say?
Depends where you go. If you go to Papa John's, it's like 5,000.
Yeah.
2 XXLs, you're looking at 5,000.
Yeah.
If you go to somewhere like Rudy's, between 1650 to 2000 for two pizzas.
And let's say your maintenance, let's say for me, my maintenance is about 3,000 calories.
That's a challenge we're going to do. I'm going to eat 10 pizzas.
You can eat 10 pizzas?
400 quid worth of pizzas, yeah.
100 quid. Well, so...
like Francomanca.
In Francomanca, okay, you probably did. In fact, how many you ate? You ate 6 pizzas in Gordon Ramsay's.
Yes.
So...
yes, 6.5.
6.5, yeah, okay. You said 6.5, so 10 would be really pushing it. But £100 worth,
yes,
I think you could probably get some good pizza for
yes,
that.
Yes.
So
yeah, I just need to make sure I keep it warm.
Yeah.
But this is a long time away.
This is just future ideas coming to fruition. So yeah, touching back to it, obviously I need about 3,000 calories. So let's say I'm having the meal in the evening, 2,000 calories. Then that means I'd only eat maybe 2 meals worth 500 calories in the morning.
Yeah.
Or let's say you can just skip breakfast, have your lunch, and then do what you want there. It's just being willing to prepare for it and do it. And obviously we have to understand it's like, it's either you go have that pizza and you kind of control yourself, like, oh no, I'll just have one pizza. Or you're like, oh, I want to have 2 pizzas, but that means that you'll have to restrict a bit less during
on that day you don't have as much food in the morning and you kind of backload it.
Yeah.
That's not restrictive eating, it's just being like, oh, I want to have a bit more food.
It's a numbers game, yeah.
What is a problem is if you have 10,000 calories and then you starve yourself for a week and have another 10,000 calories. That's where the issue lies.
Yeah.
No
at that point. So now going back to some more questions, where do you see kind of the brand of JackedEats, or like what do you see you be doing in the future when it comes to TikTok, whether it be brand deals or like just what do you want to take? Where do you want to take?
So I want to release Yum.
Yum.
That is a goal of mine.
What is Yum?
So Yum is my catchphrase. So whenever I eat something, I go Yum, and it just started because I said Yum, and then people I fucking love it. People say I say Yum all the time. So it's just started with that, and now I want to basically bring out some merch. It'll be high quality merch, and if I'm being completely honest, if I could, I would then create my own sort of kind of like supplements called Yum. Maybe like EAAs or pre-workout or even like protein, but if I could merge with Perform and do like a Yum kind of side.
Yeah, like a Yum, yeah.
Like a JackedEats, like a Perform times Yum or something like that. But that's the goal. But in terms of, I just want to produce content I enjoy, bring people on a journey. I'm off to Bali in a couple of weeks. Yeah. And that'd be completely different sort of content, more day in the life, different environment. And a lot of people, they can't travel due to kind of their lifestyle, or they don't have the cash. So it'd be really cool to take people on a journey and almost allow them to see a country where they can't. So that's that's kind of what I want to try to do.
Yeah, because obviously Bali has this idea of being, let's say, obviously quite touristy. A lot of people go there.
So there's so many different parts. There's like a paradise part. Yeah. There's the really, really cultural part. There's the westernized part. And there's a really fancy part. So that's why I like Bali so much, because it's just everything in one. Whereas if you go to Thailand, it's literally all culture. Yeah. All paradise. But I need a bit more routine. So I'm going to go in Canggu, have like the good gyms, like good local supermarkets, good local food. And then I'll do like day trips out. Yeah.
So again, it's talking about like when you do go on holidays, obviously take it as a holiday, relax. But obviously you don't have to just full on flop your routine.
No, and this is a thing where a lot of people, when they go on a holiday, they come back with a lot of guilt. Yeah. And I never come back from holiday feeling guilty, because I'm actually cleaner on holiday than I am in the UK. I go on holiday to have a break from what I'm doing here. Yeah. And most of the time it's eating a shit ton of food. Yeah. And training very hard. So I go on holiday and I normally reduce my steps, reduce my cardio a bit. I might train here or there. And I eat less food and I just eat local good cuisine. Yeah. I don't go on holiday and have pizza, because I can have pizza here. I'll go over and have like local fish, local meats, local dishes. But most people, when they go on holiday, it's like, oh, let's go full send all week, and I go to
pastries, pan of chocolate.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on 30 pounds and come back and I feel like shit. Yeah, have 1 or 2 days where you indulge in it all, but have a bit of self-restraint.
Eat like you have some sense.
Yeah,
like it's not what happens in Bali stays in Bali. No, it's going to come with you when you go.
Yeah, it's going to come in. Like, you can't get fat in a day, but you can get fat in a week.
Yeah.
Like, don't be an idiot.
No.
So that's when people say, "Oh, how should I be on holiday?" Enjoy your holiday, but don't go full send.
Yeah.
Like when people go on like a big lad stag do, how shit do they feel when they come home? Because they go full send. And yeah, that's a stag do, but when you go on a holiday with your girlfriend, you don't need to go full send and have fucking 25 pastries in the morning every morning.
Fair.
Yeah, it's nice and it's nice on the thing, but on the first day, but 7th day in, you'd be like, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Like the 2 times I've been to Spain with my boys, we just kind of got into boys trip. I've lost weight because they don't really have proper meals. We just kind of like go shop, get bread, cereal, and just like tear it apart. And then when I come back, I'm just tired and like I kind of look a bit like deflated.
Yeah.
And then I can get back into a routine.
When I go on holiday, I come back leaner.
Yeah.
Like because I'm eating, I track my protein. That's it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of eat what I want. Most of it's like the fruit abroad is so much better than the fruit here.
Yeah.
So I have lots of fruit, lots of kind of like. Yeah, I just eat lots of fruit, not yogurts.
Fructose.
A lot of kind of like nice breads.
Yeah.
But like I have steak, and I don't like steak with chips. I'll just have steak with veg.
Yeah.
And have lots of it.
Well, like
I kind of turn a bit carnivore on holiday.
you kind of and
I turn a bit kind of like not keto, just eat more meat and less carbs. Because I want to eat because you can get a potato anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you want to experience the actual delicacies of that place.
Yeah. And most of it's like a meat or a fish.
Yeah.
Not like or souvlaki or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not just.
I'd much rather like a nice like mixed rice or something, like some like a mixed grain.
Yes.
So it could actually something that's nice and it can complement the meal other than just having just gonna have a steak. You can get that from any Weatherspoons in any airport.
Literally.
Across the world.
I go for like a Chateaubriand.
Yeah.
I go Chateaubriand here. Or I go for like a really nice fish dish like octopus.
You get like a nice paella if you go somewhere.
Or monkfish, because you can't get monkfish in the UK. I find stuff that I can't get in the UK.
That's the point of a holiday, is to literally experience these. Touching back to food, is that food is a big part of culture. So if you're ever having stress about going on holiday and you want to maintain a good physique, I'm like, just enjoy yourself, but eat like you have some sense.
Yes.
So it could literally be like.
And a lot of European countries, they eat very healthy.
Yeah, I know. It's just Western. It's just Western places.
It's literally just the UK that's full of like Indian takeaways, Chinese takeaways. You go to Greece, and everywhere serves fish.
Yeah.
Meat.
It's the Mediterranean diet.
Mediterranean diet. So just go and have the local cuisine because it's nice.
Yeah.
And it's pretty low calorie, and it's healthier. And if you want to indulge in a pizza once or twice, go ahead. You're not going to die. But just why are you going on a holiday to eat pizza every day?
Because there's no, unless you go to Italy.
Oh, of course.
Which then obviously it is the place where
Italy's
you
a place, but even then, like, they're not. It's not a Papa John's 3,000 calorie pizza.
No, it's a
Neapolitan. It's thin. It's nice. It's got some virgin olive oil on it. It's not fucking greasy as shit.
No, and you're not gonna be having it every day. Like you'll probably have one day like, I'm going to go out for pizza. One I'm going to go out for nice linguine.
Yes, pasta or like some chicken dish or.
Yeah, because the one thing that we want to do is that when we go to places such as Manchester or London, we want to try out all the food stuff.
I went to Rome last year and I was like, I really fancy a steak. So I found a really nice steak place and it's like €7 for a steak. It's like, or €9 for a steak. Like, that's really cheap. And I was like, can I have the steak please? It's really cheap, €9. It's like, yes, that's by the kilo. So you have to buy it by the kilo. And that's that's €9 per 100 grams. I was like, I'm by myself.
90 quid.
I spent €90 on a kilo of steak. I was like, can I have a doggy bag, please? It was fucking lovely. But I didn't really do my.
How many ounces is that, if you have any idea?
So 8 ounces is 225.
225.
So it's 4 times. It's pretty much 4 times that. So it's
about 30 ounces.
35 ounces of steak.
35 ounces. Wow. Oh god. Just you looking at it, you must be just like, you can feel your jaw hurting. I bet.
I had 500 grams of it, and I took 500 grams on it the next day.
Okay, fair. fair enough there. But yeah, like Rome, like
But I didn't have it with anything else. I had it with like some Mediterranean veg.
yeah.
And
That's the thing is that I've always wanted to go to Sicily because Sicily has also some Middle Eastern roots to it, and also again I love food same as you. I love food culture. Like you can experience a whole new kind of world through just taste, whether it be wine or grapes,
Yes.
or just these
this
fine
is the thing with
delicacies.
food. Food is so cultural as well. Like it should be eaten. All these foods should be eaten. Like if you want to go for an Indian, have an Indian because it's still cultural. Just don't have it every day.
Yeah,
Like I go to places in the world because I want to eat their food.
yeah,
Like I went to Lake Louise this year, and one of the delicacies there is bison,
oh god,
and I had bison steak every day because it's absolutely amazing.
yeah,
I went to Chania last year in Greece. I had steak and octopus every day because octopus is unbelievable.
yeah,
And that's why I came back from Greece and I filmed myself eating octopus from Costco because I was like, I really, really fancy octopus. I went to Bali. I'd have about a kilo of dragon fruit a day.
yeah.
I'd have tuna poke bowls every day because that's
Nice.
literally all the food that they eat. I'm not going to lie, I didn't really like the Balinese local food.
Fair.
And it's because it's mainly... Well, I'll tell you a story about Bali.
Yeah.
Local food is either you go to a really nice restaurant, and it's quite expensive,
Yeah.
or you buy it off the street.
Like street food, yeah.
And when I was going on, when we were in Ubud, I went out for a morning walk because I was like 5 a.m. because I was really, really jet lagged. And there was the local market for all the locals, and it started at 5 a.m. and it was like really interesting, really cultural.
It's nice to look around, isn't it?
Yeah, and I saw a woman. Right, well, there was chicken, and it was full of flies. Like literally flies were on it.
Wow.
And that they were selling that to people, like just locals. Just I don't know, maybe 100 flies on a piece, on like chicken thighs and chicken breasts.
That doesn't.
And then so I was walking past this woman was like chopping up some chicken, and then about an hour later it finished, and I walked past the same woman. She was using the same knife, and she was getting the dirt out from her toenails. And I was like, I am not eating from the side of the road in Bali.
I guess because obviously obviously standards out there are way different, and it's just those things there. So
But I think they've got like incredible guts.
yeah,
They must have like steel guts.
Eddie wishes he had that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I think you acclimatise yourself to how they cook their food and how they preserve their food. Because I don't even think they refrigerate the chicken.
No, they just kind of leave it.
They just kind of leave
ferment,
it to
so to
ferment
say.
and let kind of like a larvae or whatever it's called, just like.
They kind of like, oh, it's natural. Like it's natural. They're like.
No, I just think they're lazy.
Fair.
I just think,
Fair enough.
or they don't have a fridge. Like, so yeah, that was interesting, but there are some places in the world that don't really want to eat the delicacies.
Yeah.
Unless it's a very nice restaurant.
Yeah. So like you'd say, basically restaurants are just a actual, so let's say, safer version of their
Yeah, so
food.
you can get like a Balinese dish and it might cost you like £5, which is quite expensive for Bali.
Yeah.
Or
But for us, it's
it's cheap as chips. Like one of the first nights I bought myself 2 tuna steaks and rice, £6.
God.
Literally. But then I could buy a Balinese dish on the side of the road for 30p.
Then that's.
But I know I'm going to shit my pants an hour
Yeah.
later. I did get Bali Belly.
Did you?
I don't recommend it.
No.
No.
It's just like.
We went to a night market in Bali on one of the islands, and basically they sell fresh fish caught on the day. But due to COVID, we didn't realise at the time that it wasn't as busy as it used to be, so they couldn't sell all the fish. So they'd bring the fish back the next day and sell it again.
Okay.
So it wasn't fresh fish.
No.
So we went there. I got the shits, and we left a day later, and there was like a 4-hour taxi ride to our next place in Uluwatu, and I needed a shit. It was the worst pain. I wouldn't even put on my worst enemy.
It's like full on. You can feel it pass through your stomach. Like hurts.
Well, no, I just wanted to. I couldn't even risk a fart, bro.
No.
And that's 4 hours.
God.
I got to the hotel and just let loose, man. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
You'd clean yourself off in the shower.
Oh no, it was genuinely like the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my life. Honestly, the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my life. I just couldn't. The guy was like, "Oh, shall I stop at the side of the road?" I'm like, "No, I need a poo."
No, unless you're accustomed to just be shitting on the seat.
No, honestly, it was the worst I've ever felt in my life, and it took like 3 days to go.
God.
But I did the bad thing. I didn't have any food that day. I had a banana in the morning, and I was like, oh shit, I need some protein. So I bought myself 4 chicken breasts at a restaurant and 3 tuna steaks to get my protein in. Yeah, that didn't end up well.
No, it was just
it came up like 4 hours later. Well, came out like 4 hours later. So I went on a bread and I literally went on a bread and banana diet for 2 days.
Literally just like palatable carbs, yeah.
Literally just a starchy.
Because isn't it like, before you eat a meal, they should all have like a piece of bread just to kind of line your stomach up?
Well, no, I think when you got like this, you just get really kind of like starchy foods.
Yeah.
That the body can easily kind of process. So that's why I had bread, honey, and banana for like 3 days.
That's that then.
But I lost the shit ton of weight and I got shredded.
Yeah, so yeah.
So I remember we were going to breakfast and it was like 3 days after I didn't really have much food. And my ex, because she was on the back of the bike and she'd like hold on to it. She's like, fucking hell, your abs are like well defined.
Yeah.
Like, it's what you call a very quick shitty diet.
Yeah. So guys, just bread, honey, bananas, you can get shredded even though it's
you need the shits as well.
Yeah.
You need to basically shit out all your fat.
Then just do a keto diet for like 3, then you shit yourself out.
But no, I mean, that going back to it, I go on holiday and I eat the foods that I like to experiment with the different foods. Yeah.
That's that thing there. So I think we will wrap it up so far.
What a way to end.
I know.
Talk about my bowel movements.
I know.
Which is what everyone really wants to know, isn't it? Everyone really wants to know about my bowel movements. Well, there's a story of Bali and my bowel movements.
So you get to fulfill some sort of fantasy concerning Jack's toilet seat and like bowel movements.
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't nice.
But I have to say, if I had to rate that cheat meal, I'd say that was a very solid 9 out of 10.
Really? I mean, don't be too nice.
No. I think personally, from what I should have done, is add a bit more fruit to it.
Fair.
Maybe let's say a bit of peanut butter in that, because obviously they'll help keep me a bit more satiated. But to be fair, that the Krusty's pancake mix that you put in, it's just barely like any sugar in it. It's just basically.
It's actually pretty healthy. It's got like 8 grams of protein per 100 grams.
It's got a bit of fibre in it.
It's got a bit of fibre in. It's low fat and very low sugar. It's got 70 grams of carbs in with maybe 8 grams of sugar.
It's a very clean pancake mix, which then you can just add water to. So
and if you want to make waffles, I think you add an egg.
Yeah.
That's it. Or you can add an egg and make it a bit more fluffy.
You can add a bit of egg white. Sometimes I add a bit of yogurt, fluffens it up, and then the sauces that I had on it had whey paste. That was good. A bit of pistachio sauce, bit of raspberry conserve, and some blueberries.
Lovely.
That tore up really nicely. And
I'll rate my cheat meal 10 out of 10 crumpets.
Of course, he's the best. Like you go to any fine dining restaurant, he's gonna be like, I'll make you.
I had dark chocolate spread. I had peanut butter. I had raspberries, coulis, and a bit of pistachio, and some white chocolate in there underneath. Melt some white chocolate underneath.
See, with these meals, enjoy yourself. But obviously, don't go off the work. Continue with your diet after it. Stop having negative mindsets.
People go, "Oh, it makes you feel like shit." I feel amazing right now.
Yeah.
I feel absolutely fine.
I felt good. We're going to go on a walk after this. We're going to go and see everything like that. But thank you guys for watching the first episode of the Off Plan podcast.
Thank you for having me, mate.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming
in my own
on.
flat.
Yeah. No, thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me just to stare at you deeply in the eyes whilst we talk.
Lovely.
So.
Be top and tailed.
Yeah. So I. Obviously, we'll get this out. Hopefully, I will have another guest with a lovely more stories to tell. I'll get them on, see what their cheat meal is, and we can have some very good discussions. So you can give some recommendations. But other than that, I hope you guys have a lovely day, and thank you for listening and watching.
Peace.
Bye.
Yo.